Hello and welcome back to Xpwaste, where I'm not on a boat yet. Hi, I'm Michael.
We will be soon, though. I'm Oxie. Michael didn't even say we were starting. He just did the intro. But hi there. My name is Oxie. If you guys are new around here, we're a podcast that talks almost exclusively about old school RuneScape. If you're not new around here, welcome. We're excited for sailing. That full stop. I don't even know what else to say. We're excited for sailing. But how have you been, Michael? Are we doing that today? How have we been?
I've been good. I haven't played RuneScape like almost at all this week. So it's been another lackluster week for me. I mean, I played a little bit, but like not enough to give any meaningful updates at this point. I'm saving all my meaningful updates for the next couple of months.
Wait, hold on. Can you listen real close? Hold on. What's that?
I'm listening.
Dude, it sounds like people are already typing in the comments. Oh my god, if you're not playing RuneScape, why are you talking? Why are you talking about it?
Well, because we're a weekly podcast. So, I mean, okay, I guess like I did a bit of Veil Totems. I got from 84 to 85.
I'm not making fun of you, Michael. I'm making fun of that. Like,
oh, okay. I'm very close to an attack level, so I'm gonna go do some Slayer on the iron. I can't give an update, okay? I am currently 4 crafting levels and 5 fire making levels away from base 85's asterisk, except for sailing, for my 2025 goal. So if I can bust my ass and get 85 sailing before the end of the year, then I truly will have met my goal. But I don't think that that's going to happen.
Do it,
Funny enough, and it's funny you say that because in my goals list here, I wrote down base 85s or 2200 total. And if I were to metaphorically bust my ass, I could get 2200 total by the end of the year.
With sailing,
sailing.
I was going to say, yes. That's the cop-out. So it's not like, it's not a true 2200 total. It's the cop-out sailing 2200 total.
Sure. Well, okay. It's going to be 2200 total and base 85s, but sailing is a part of it. So if I were to, I mean, right now, currently, I'm 2089 total. So just 11 levels off from 2100 total. And if my goals are completed, I'll have at least 2100 total because I only need, like I said, the 4 levels in crafting, 5 levels in fire making, and then I need 3 levels in defense and 1 level in attack. And I think that's exactly 11. I haven't done the math, but the last time I did the math, that was exactly 11.
4, 5, 3, 1 is 13.
Damn, it's going to be over 2100
Holy
total.
shit. Xpwaste and doing math are so not meant to be.
I'm just lazy at this point. I don't want to do the math, but hey, listen, I'll have 2100 total. And then there's no shot I'm getting 99 sailing before the end of the year. But if I get to 85, it'll be damn close so that like I could just buffer that with some other easier skills. Like I could get potentially 99 fire making. I could get another couple cooking levels. I could bust out 99 construction like I said I wanted to, that I have banked currently. So there's a lot of options if that is how it shakes out. Now, with us being so close to the end of the year and me stating last week that my goal would be to play on my main for a good bit before I pick up sailing on my iron, I don't think that that's going to happen. So I am content at the end of the year with the base 85s and 2100 total. I think that's a good way to end it out. And I mean, we'll definitely talk about it more in the goals episodes, but like I've done a lot of the stuff that I wanted to do for the year, which is very exciting because after next week, I don't think that anything else is going to get done on any account other than sailing. So like if Oxie's prediction is true and I drop the main after 3 days and I go back to the iron, like nothing else besides sailing is even going to get done on the iron. So at the end of the day, I'll be happy. There's your RuneScape update, folks.
Perfect.
There it is.
Perfect. Now people can just be mad at me because I also have not done a ton of RuneScape this week because I have about 8 seconds a week to myself these days. And when I do play RuneScape, I'm having a good time with it. Was it?
What are you doing right now? Are you doing another Corrupted Gauntlets Oracle or something?
It's Brimhaven Agility Arena. The only reason why I did Zulrah on the Iron is because I saw the shadow in storage, and I was like, Michael's got probably 30 minutes till he gets in here because he's time blind as hell. And literally, as soon as I teleported to Zolandra, I watched you connect to the booth, and I went, that motherfucker every time. But no, what have I been doing? I've been doing some CG this week. I'm trying to think, like, when did I actually get an opportunity to play? I think I got an opportunity to play on Monday night, like this past Monday, and I ripped some Calo attempts, which went pretty well. I made it to, was it this week? Or was it 2 weeks ago? I don't remember when it was, but the order was 10, 4, 5, 6, 11. I don't remember. It's been so long since
that
I've
was
been able
last
to play.
week. That was
it
last week.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't even remember what I've been doing this week. I'm trying to think back, like yesterday, because I know the people love the content. Not yesterday, 2 days ago. Dude, my week is so busy. I'm in shambles.
Here, let me help you out, Oxie. Hold on. So Monday, you didn't go to practice, and we recorded the second half of the episode. And then Tuesday, we had our bingo meeting.
So okay, Tuesday we had our bingo
helps.
meeting. Monday I didn't go to practice because I was exhausted. And then afterwards, I just spent some CG with Fear and Tiki for a while. And then Tuesday, bingo meeting was up till fuck all late hours of the night. Wednesday with the missus. Thursday, what did I even do on Thursday? Did I come home from practice and do what? Nothing? I don't remember what I would have done Thursday after practice. I really don't. And then Friday, I played Minecraft. No. Oh, Thursday, I remember what I did. Thursday, I drove to Grand Rapids for a regional fencing tournament.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
And then on Friday, because everybody loves fencing on the show, it's your guys' favorite fencing podcast, I fenced Div 2, Div 3 Saber. Did not do great numbers-wise in either event. I did much better in Div 2 than I did Div 3 in terms of fencing, which sounds like copium, but like I'll never be happy with the finish that I had. However, I will say my quality of fencing in Div 2 was a lot better. And I'm actually going to one of my alma maters today for an alumni tournament after we're done recording to go put some belt to ass on the current students there. And then Friday, I played Minecraft for 6.5, 7 hours again with one of my old teammates. And then Saturday, I had a wedding. And now I'm here today. I stayed the night at the hotel, and I'm here today. And I don't even know when I didn't check the last time I logged in. I love this game. I have no time. I have not a moment to spare these days. So when the updates come, I will say I do have 2 days off for sailing. And what I'm thinking, Michael, because when this episode comes out in a couple of days, I will be in Dallas. I'll be in Texas with my dear friend Michael. And I'm thinking, Michael, instead of a pre-sailing episode, what if we just did a pre-sailing live stream and just put that on Spotify? Because neither one of us are going to want to edit the week of sailing.
Realistically, I could get the edit done before Wednesday.
Okay, let me ask you a new question. When do we realistically think we're going to have time to record a podcast being here for the weekend because Michael has invited my missus as well. So when do we feel we're actually going to have time to sit down and record an episode that gets out on Tuesday night? Because
we could record it on Sunday.
Okay. Michael's clearly not picking up what I'm putting down. What in the world are we going to talk about?
Oh,
we've already discussed sailing prep. What are we going to do? Hey guys, I bet the first day of sailing was great. Anyways, enjoy this reused commercial. Like, what are we going to talk about the week sailing comes out?
Yeah. Because we're already like scraping the bottom of the barrel currently for this episode.
Yeah. What in the world are we going to discuss 3 days before sailing comes out? We do a cheeky little live stream. Maybe we do a little drinky drink and just like have some fun, you know?
Yeah.
And then we just put that live stream on Spotify. So then nobody has to do any editing. And then the people get their craved Xpwaste content. And then we put that out on like Tuesday because it takes no effort. And then we can spend all of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday essentially playing the sailing update. Because I feel like
You're
that's going to
cooking.
be far more important, right? Like,
Well, yeah.
I feel like oh, because when Michael edits, y'all don't understand. When Michael edits, nothing else will get done productively. My man can only AFK when he edits. So if we're editing, the Wednesday sailing comes out, the episode's either not coming out on a Thursday or
I'm
Michael's
miserable.
just not enjoying sailing. So like that's how that's gonna go. I vote the live stream route. If for some reason you guys have a different idea that you think would be better, let us know in the Xpwaste chat. Preferably sooner than
Soon.
later, because by the time some of you listen to this, I'm already in Dallas, because this is gonna come as a shock to you. But the day after this episode comes out, I have to go to a fencing demonstration about 2 hours away that I have to help run. So I'm going to be getting home super late at night and then packing, getting about 30 seconds of sleep, and then heading to the airport to fly down to Dallas on Saturday morning. So,
Are you at all worried about this like government shutdown affecting your flights?
Well, first of all, how dare you assume that the government shutdown is doing anything wrong? Our Lord and Savior, I mean, President Trump is great. And he's never done anything wrong, and everything.
Never, not once.
He's a great president. He's definitely doesn't have dementia. He definitely doesn't have congestive heart failure. He's
never fallen asleep during a meeting.
He's
ever.
he's never shut the government down. The people who support him and work for him have never done anything to hinder the American people. So first of all, watch your tone. Second of
also,
all,
he's never caused the longest shutdown in history. That wouldn't be Trump.
Not only has he never caused the longest shutdown in history, he's never caused the longest shutdown in U.S. history and then beat his own record for the longest shutdown in U.S. history.
Wouldn't that be crazy if he did that?
He has never set the record and then broken that record himself in his next
That's
term.
Crazy.
He's never done that.
Yeah.
Because he's never done anything wrong.
To do, right?
So our
Terrible
God King, first of all, watch your tone when talking about our God King.
Sorry.
But second of all, because we're flying Delta, this could totally be wrong. You guys could hear me talk about this on Thursday, and then Saturday I'm at the airport for 13 hours. But from what I've heard, Delta is prioritizing international flights and flights to and from Delta hubs. And Detroit, where we fly out of, the McNamara terminal, is a Delta hub. Like that whole terminal is owned by Delta. So hopefully, I've seen videos on TikTok of people being like, yeah, everyone says it's a TSA nightmare, and here I am. I got dropped off by my taxi and through security, drink in hand, in 15 minutes at McNamara.
Oh.
So,
well, I mean,
I'm not
that is the case.
Like, I'm not dismissing the fact that there could be issues with the flight. I'm also not as concerned.
Yeah.
As like if I was flying out of any other airline anywhere else, I might be like, yee. But having like when people from Delta are like, hey, here's how we're doing it, you know?
Yeah, you can trust them.
Yeah.
Well, that's reassuring. At least I know that you'll. I feel like we have a good chance of you actually showing up. So
I'm optimistic that it's gonna happen. I'm optimistic it's gonna happen. Maybe we can bond up the missus's accounts and just see if we can see how far we can drag them through a theater of blood or something. That might be fun. That would actually be terrible. That would actually be terrible.
I feel like in entry mode, we'd have to do it in entry mode.
Even then, when you dude, theater of blood is irrelevant when you have 11 HP. Even you're gonna get killed by chip damage at that point. Like
it'd be a 2+2.
Exactly. Yeah. 2 plus 3, depending on. I was going to say a 2 plus 3, depending on what we're doing. Or no, a 3 plus 1.
A 3 plus 1. A 1 plus 3, Oxie. A 1 plus 3.
No, I'm the one who's actually going to get carried. You three are going to drag me, and I'm real heavy when I'm getting carried. So
good thing you're short.
That's true. Yeah. All three of you could lift my 5'6" ass up. The point of this podcast has totally gone off the rails. I want to play more RuneScape, but haven't. And I also have been wanting to play more Minecraft and have. One of my old fencing teammates and I have started a survival world together, and he plays exactly how I do. I think I've talked about this.
You did.
It's so
yeah.
nice to have someone who's not like well, what if we made a slavery bin and an iron farm and go to the ceiling of the nether and break the no. Like our farms are actually just like, oh, we got to go find some pigs to like put in a pen. Like it's actually the best experience I've had playing Minecraft in forever. Like I'm like,
I
okay,
love that for you.
my hard cutoff is 11:30. I got to go to bed. And then 12:45, I'm like, holy shit. Well, let me finish what I'm doing and then I'll go to bed. Like
Yeah.
it's been fantastic. So I just want to I want to play video games, guys. I just want to go home and I just want to play video games. But alas, I will be unable until the release of Sailing, essentially.
Damn.
Yeah.
Busy woman.
All the time.
That's like every week you've been talking about that. And I texted you this morning, and I think that right now we need to figure out what thing you're gonna drop. Like one commitment. You have to drop one of them.
Drop how?
Of all
Drop
the
in
things,
what drop in what
like,
context?
Quit. If you had the choice.
I mean,
in a perfect world.
In a perfect world, I only work for like 5 hours a day. That's the issue. In a perfect world, I'm on a 30-hour work week and I make the same, if not preferably more money. And I don't have to be at work for as egregiously long a period of time as I am. Part of the reason why I'm so miserably busy all the time is because on days I have practice and I'm not remote, I leave my house at 7:40 in the morning to get to work, and I get back between 9:30 and 10 p.m. because I only have an hour to get to practice after work. I get out of work at 5, practice starts at 6. It's a 57-minute drive to get up there. So I got to drive all the way there, and I'm not home for 14 hours several days a week, right?
Yeah.
And then being more and more involved in fencing is taking me more and more places, right? Like I had to spend an overnight for the tournament because my event started at 8 o'clock in the morning, 2 hours away. So my options were wake up at 4:30 a.m. or stay in a hotel on Thursday night. So that was fun. And then other tournaments, like I at this point, I'm like 2 steps away from running the club that I am a part of locally. And when we have like home tournaments, I got to be there to open the club. I got to be there with the owners and our tournament director, and I help open the club. So I'm there from about 8 a.m. to like 5:30 when the event ends on a Saturday. So I have a lot of obligations. The biggest thing I think that legitimately could give me more time is working less, which right now looks like transitioning from university therapy to private practice, which is probably not going to happen because I like where I'm at. But I am this thing. I'm very tied up in many places. Not even in a bad way, you know. I have a lot to do, and I've always had a lot to do. I've always had a lot of things going on. So it's just unfortunate that what is getting benched is my degenerate RuneScape time. But
yeah, dude, it's a sad day when the video games take a hit.
Ain't that the truth?
Like I had to take a nap the other day, and that was just like 3 hours that I couldn't play RuneScape because I had to take a nap.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
I am.
Fucking asshole. I got called in this past Tuesday, or 2 Tuesdays ago when this episode comes out. I got called in this past Tuesday. I was so ready. Dude, I had like nothing going on. I was going to get my hair cut on my lunch break. I was going to prepare for the tournament upcoming. I was ready and raring to go to like do laundry, get my clothes together, take my lunch break, go get my hair cut, go coach my beginners. It was going to be awesome. 8:27, I got the text from my boss. Hey, we don't have enough clinical coverage. I need you to come in. And I thought to myself, what if I laid in traffic? And I was like, what if I just laid in traffic? And then to add salt to the wound, Michael, what notification do I get on Instagram on Tuesday,
Sailing's
November 4th?
Release?
Nope, not Sailing's release. It's a release of something else that RuneScape is doing. It is the fuck you, you're never getting a podcast Golden Gnome announcement that RuneScape has released their own podcast. Madaiza and Madsween remember that thing that came out a couple years ago or whenever their last game jam was? And we're like, hey, this is actually kind of good. They've got like 10 episodes queued up. Banger guests, J-mods, content creators. They've got that EDM guy, Alan Wake or whatever. They got him on the show.
Damn, bro.
We ain't never getting that goddamn golden gnome now. Like,
What if we're more popular than them though, and then they want us to do the official OSRS podcast, and we become
I think
JMods?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Are we probably more interesting of co-hosts? Absolutely. I'm not conceited. Don't worry. But I think we've been doing this for 5 years, and it's kind of like our semi-professional niche. Unfortunately, when you have a listener base of like we average weekly what, like 5 or 6K across our platforms, maybe 7K if you count YouTube.
I think on average I think it's like 7 or 8.
Between like 5 to 8, sure. We'll play a big range, 5 to 8K. When your player base is 150,000 people and you put out a goddamn news post on the launcher they all load the game from, that's going to be real hard to compete with. Again, the content's going to be really good. I'm actually really excited to hear these podcast episodes. I think they're going to be a ton of fun and give a really cool insight into RuneScape. So, as a fan of the game, this is going to fuck. As a podcaster who just wants the medium to be recognized in the goddamn community, come on, Jagex.
Here's how I look at it. If Jagex podcast does really well and the official OSRs podcast takes off, they've only got 10 episodes. They're probably like an hour each, maybe even if that. And people are going to want more content. And whose ear holes are ripe to be filled but those listeners of that podcast by our voices, me and you. So
you only got 10 hours. You only got 10 hours of JMod content. You got something like 400 for Michael and I. So
I would say, yeah. I mean, if every episode averaged 2 hours, at least.
Yeah, we are. You're looking at probably about 400 to 500 hours of content. Because I know some of our earlier episodes are a lot shorter, but some of our later episodes are substantially longer. So
yeah, we were hitting like almost 3 hours an episode
for a long time. We still kind of are.
Well, sure. And for $5 a month extra, though, you could have like another, what is that? Probably another 500 hours because like we stream for like 3 or 4 hours a piece. Maybe not 500.
Are you calling Are you calling our Patreon streams $500 a month? Are you?
No, 500 hours.
Are you trying to shill to our audience?
I said $5, didn't I?
It's $5. $5. That's Michael right now. You guys not have phones? $5.
No, I'm not trying to shill. That's for the next section.
That's the next section of the podcast where we shill our Patreon.
What I'm trying to say is that we could benefit from this. Our listeners could benefit from this because then they get, authentic reactions to content that's not like my job is on the line and I have to make this sound good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's good that we're detached.
And then also because these episodes, they're already recorded, they're gonna be like 10 months old.
Yep.
Yeah,
they made that point. They're like, at this point, this guy's like hardcore Iron Man was still alive by when they recorded it, and now he's not.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of awkward.
Which like is another benefit. So don't get me wrong. Overall, I'm very excited for the release of the official OSRS podcast. I think it's going to be really fun to listen to. The 2 episodes that we did listen to, they have Kieran and Arcane on, I think, for a little while.
Yep.
I think like those episodes were fun, and I'm very much looking forward to the rest of the episodes. And hopefully they are a little longer than an hour, just because when you listen to a podcast you like, I get it. You want to keep hearing them talk. It's just when I first saw that notification, it was like, well, another Rune Fest.
We're cooked.
Another Golden Gnomes is not going to have a podcast category. God damn it. Somebody posted in the Xpwaste chat the picture of Obama giving himself a medal. with the podcast Golden Gnome, Jack X giving himself the Golden Gnome.
Can you imagine? That would be hilarious. I will say, I do like Sween a lot. I don't know much. I haven't watched much from Aiza. I do like Aiza, but Sween is a cool dude. So with those two being the hosts, you probably can't go wrong. At least with like the banter, because they do their like bot busting streams. I think it's them too, or it might be the other Sarni and Sween.
Occasionally, yeah.
Occasionally, yeah.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good content. just an elitist and I like to complain. Speaking of good content, Michael, we're 28 minutes into this episode. And there is no semblance of a main title content piece. What are we talking
We haven't
about
established
today?
it.
So if you guys can't tell, we are just like gnawing at our enclosures waiting for sailing. Unfortunately, the updates are like, hey, the skill guide is in the game. So you guys like being edged? Why don't you look at everything you'll be able to do with like, oh my God, they've fully added all the images. I'm looking at it right now. It's beautiful, Michael.
Are the collection logs on there?
Yes.
Ooh.
All the collection logs are on there. All the skill guide stuff is on there. All the ports are on there. All the different boats. Oh my God.
Have you seen the map lately? Like I was doing agility and priftiness, and the view from like the trees section just got so much more beautiful.
Yeah, you can see all the like crystals and shit in the water now. People are like gathering at Moosa Point because you can see the sharks and the mogers and shit swimming around. Like it's actually kind of crazy. Like I'm very excited, dude. I'll scroll out here and I'll just look at the ocean. Oh my God, yeah, wow, dude. The ocean has gotten really updated. This is actually insane.
Yo, Barracuda Trials has 9 collection logs.
Yeah, apparently they're like
what
dyes
even are
or
these
something.
things?
Like I think some of them are like dyes for your boat, or I don't know if you get those from the Barracuda Trials, but from what people were speculating, it's like you get 1 clog per levels, like bronze, silver, gold, star. You get 1 clog per time, I think.
Yeah. Oh, the stormy key, the fetid key, and the serrated key. Probably that's the different levels.
Well, those are the different. Like storm is going to be temper tantrum. Fetid's going to be the whatever the middle one is, and the serrated is going to be the crystal one in Prif.
I gotcha.
So I imagine they're just going to be related to that. There's boat dyes.
Oh, the Barracuda paint. Oh,
yeah, dude. All the fucking dragon stuff is all collection logs. Like if you go into other,
where do you see that?
If you go to
sailing miscellaneous,
not sailing miscellaneous. I think it's under mini games. Maybe is it sailing miscellaneous?
Well, I see dragon sheet metal, dragon nails, dragon cannonball, echo pearl, swift albatross feather.
I think it's under it's called like schematics or something. I'm currently running the Brimhaven Agility Arena, so I'm not 100% sure. Is it mini games? No, it's not mini games. Is it? I swear to God, I just saw this the other day. It's like all of the random ocean encounters. No, random events.
Sea treasures.
Wow. It's called Lost Schematics.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, this is super
salvage. Cool. There's so many collection logs. Nate in our bingo planning chat posted how many there actually are.
It's like 81 or something.
That's bonkers. Ocean encounters.
Dude, hold on. Seth just said you can use the OSRS world map thing to look at the islands. No way. No shot. Let me load this up. Seth put me onto this tool.
World.
Seth put me onto this tool a little while ago when he and I were working on some of the Halloween commercials for last year. And if this is huge, if true, let me load the world map here and see what we can do. Holy shit, it is actually fully updated. Not that I didn't believe Seth. Seth does this shit all the time, but you can go look at every single new island. Oh my God, there's all the poison waste waters by the Isle of Souls. Oh yeah, dude, yeah. The crystalline seas. I want to look at these. Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Nice,
it's absolutely beautiful.
Well, we're literally 1 week away from the biggest update that is probably going to hit old school RuneScape since, I would say, Zaya first expanded. That's the last time I can remember such a massive. I mean, Varlamore too, right? So Zaya and Varlamore together. But sailing is on the horizon. We can see the ships approaching.
This is a different level, though. This is a different level of crazy that's coming out. You know?
Yeah. But there's another world out there. There's an alternate universe where sailing didn't pass. So there's a Michael and an Oxie, or maybe an Oxie and a Michael, whichever comes first. Maybe there's a Matthew and a Mike. Mike and Matthew.
Hate that.
the Xpwaste podcast with Mike and Matthew.
Hate that.
So I know you do. uh, in an alternate universe, sailing failed, and maybe taming was the victor, or shamanism was the victor, or maybe we're in the timeline that has those three, but there's another timeline out there that didn't even include any of those. And like we got artisan, or we got, I don't know, stepping on nails. Like anything is possible. And as a skill in this game.
Nails.
I'm just trying to add
You mean
the
rune
dramatic
crafting?
chewing on glass.
You
Rune
mean
crafting.
mining?
So I wanted to theorize potentially what the world could look like if this were that episode from an alternate universe where, say, shamanism did win. What would we be talking about? Would it have already come out? Would this be episode 217, but shamanism has been out for a year? There's so much that could have happened if they just like one thing that could have changed the whole thing, right? So they did the three options. You had sailing, shamanism, taming. They should have done another vote. They should have put the top two up against each other, and that would split the votes from, the ones that voted for taming. Now they have to choose which one. And I truly think that shamanism probably would have won out against sailing if you had taken that second vote into account. But who knows? Sailing still could have won. It was very, very close. So there's a lot that could be different. And I don't know. We like to yap. So we're ones that could theorize a lot of different scenarios. So
yeah, I think obviously I'm thrilled sailing won. I voted taming. I was a taming stan, but if it wasn't going to be taming, I think I voted sailing on the iron. Because wow, did I not want shamanism coming into the game. I think at this point, right, like let's say even shamanism has the exact same release schedule. I feel like at this point, if shamanism is releasing next week, I'm probably a little bit more excited than I am in this current timeline. But I still feel like from the way they describe shamanism, like what does I'm trying to think as a player, what does the prep look like for shamanism? The prep to me looks like make sure you have high level skills, because you're going to need to integrate the other 23-ish skills in with shamanism in this new shadow realm bullshit or whatever they're adding into the game. The problem is I already have a max cape. What am I supposed to do? So I'm sure they'd give us a list of other like obscure resources, but like, how are we really integrating this stuff in if the idea of shamanism was, because my big thing with shamanism was it sounded like Iron Man the skill. And because it was Iron Man the skill, I had no interest in going out and manually gathering all the supplies that I would need. Like, look at the guides people have been putting out. Like the one we put out last week in our episode, and the ones that Jagex has shouted out. That is an absurd amount of resources to gather. Like as a main account, I've like bought buy limits on all the different kinds of nails, and I've bought some bars and planks. I don't have a ton of because Jesus Christ, planks are expensive. But honestly, I might just see if I can hand make some myself, because whatever. I don't know. I just worry that shamanism was not the right choice for the game at the moment. On the other hand, on the prep side, I feel like if taming came out, we would be getting I just feel like we'd be doing random shit for taming.
Yeah.
Like it'd be a lot of like, hey, what do you guys know about collecting kebbit furs? And just like weird shit like that. Like we'd be in this really weird, like these items were niche and literally useless. And now they are being integrated in to taming because these elements are going to like, you're going to need this to like build saddles or like build pouches or something. Like all the stuff that you're going to need seems like it's just going to be weird, you know?
I agree. And like personally, I don't think that taming would have taken this long as a concept for a skill. They probably would have taken a year max. And that's probably with doing betas and stuff, because the offerings that they have for taming are more so expansional, if that's a phrase that I can use. It's about the expansion of the skill over time rather than what you can offer all the content at once. And so the idea for taming would be like, hey, you start out being able to like farm sheep or something, or pigs, like farm animals, and then you make your way up to potentially dragons and tazars and whatever that you can cultivate. Like the idea for taming to me just sounded like an addition to hunter, and I think that's probably an
That was a
incorrect
fun
take.
argument to have back in the day. That was a fun argument. Like, it's a hunter expansion. Like, Michael, are you going to the pet store to kill the pets that are there? No, it was not. It was never a hunter expansion.
You could argue
you could go to the pet store and kill the pets that are there. 100%.
No.
You could, if you were a monster, you could do that.
What I'm saying is you could argue that you need a hunter level to find the pets that you are trying to tame. You could argue that hunting is not about the end result of that thing dying. Rather, you are using it to track. You are hunting it. You don't kill the herbivore. You just cut off its herbs at the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
You harvest it. You don't kill it. So you are using your skill as a hunter to track and to find and to capture. Okay, fishing is a good option, like a good example. You don't always eat and kill the fish, right? You just throw it back. Sometimes you just throw it back. Now, is the idea of like catching little kebbits just to throw them back and catch them again sound sadistic? Yes. But if there was a hunter level that you needed to catch a dragon because you had to hunt for it and track it and try and find it and use your knowledge.
Taming inherently is not hunting. I think hunter integrates well into taming, but I think it integrates well in the sense of like utilizing hunter meat or special hunter parts to help build trust with the animals that you are trying to tame. I think it makes perfect sense, for example, that at high level taming and with high level hunter, moonlight antelope meat or special like prime moonlight antelope cuts or something from hunting moonlight antelope are beneficial in the 95 dragon tame that boosts your melee strength or something. Right? Like, I think that is what is important, you know, and I think I would want to see taming more as we're utilizing these other skills to build trust and tame the creatures, because again, we're not going to the pet store to kill them, right? To tame the creatures that we're working with. And the other half would be, how do these creatures that we're taming benefit other skills within the game? How do the creatures that we're taming help us with farming or wood cutting or fletching or rune crafting or even like something like defense? How do they have combat implications? How do they have other sort of like skilling implications? And the problem with taming is it flies so close to the sun with summoning that it's very difficult to at times differentiate the two, but more importantly, people don't really want summoning in the game. Summoning very dramatically changes how we interact with old school RuneScape. And that's where the tricky part always was for taming, was how do you have these things get involved in combat? You know, how do you have these things get involved in combat? And I feel like shamanism suffered a lot of the same issues. How do you bring an ethereal version of Torva into the game, for example, right? And not have it be power crept to shit? Like, what is the point of bringing in all this shamanism armor? Are you making the case that it's all horizontal, that like regular gear and regular weapons would not work in the shadow realm and shamanism or whatever the hell they were talking about doing? And then it's a totally different progression tree with armor and weapons and combat styles? Or is it, hey, the new armor and new weapons are limited to that of like a new boss or a new quest expansion because we just don't want to outdo everything that's already there? Or is it a weird, uninteresting mechanic of like, hey, here's an ectoplasmatic bar and you upgrade the gear as your shamanism level increases, like necromancy, right? Like, I feel like the other two skills, in hindsight, did not interact with combat well enough for me to justify putting either one of them into the game, including taming. I think sailing does that a little bit better because sailing is like, hey, it's super basic combat. You're just on the water firing a cannon. You know, it
Right.
doesn't really, even the conversation of like, do cannons give range XP versus versus sailing XP is an interesting conversation that could dramatically shift how people play the game. And there are a lot of considerations to this simple kind of combat. But sailing being not really a combat oriented skill, they don't have to worry about adding a bunch of new weapons and a bunch of new armor, and everything they're adding is so like tertiary almost. Like, who gives a fuck about the new blowpipes?
I mean, the impact on combat was way less with sailing.
Yeah. All the things that are coming out on the 19th, other than the new food and potions, let's be honest, other than the new food and potions, don't really have a big impact on endgame PVM.
Yeah, not
endgame PVM,
at least right now.
Yet.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I was gonna say.
And I think that is a key distinction with the other two, because I feel like it's really hard to release a skill like taming and not have like a level 95 creature that is just fucked. It's really hard to release shamanism and have a level 95 training method or training reward that isn't like beneficial. Busted. Exactly. Busted somewhere in combat. Like I think the what is it? The Marlins? Michael said the Merlins, as Michael calls them. I think those Merlins are really going to be huge for combat. They heal what, like 24, 26 or something like that.
Up
like,
there, yeah. I don't remember exactly.
Pretty substantial, you know, combined with like the super energy potions and all that. They're super stamina potions or whatever they're coming out with, right? Like, I feel like that's going to play an impact, but that's not going to affect combat as much as like sustainability versus combat mechanics or gear feels way different.
Yeah.
I've talked too much, Michael. Give us your thoughts. I've talked way too much.
It's fine. Currently, as it stands, the release of sailing is not going to impact any world records, whereas shamanism and taming could. It could have been a consideration of like, well, shit, now somebody can do the Inferno in 28 minutes because of this weird combination of like a tamed dragon with this food that you can hand it. You know, like whatever is the case, it could be something along the lines of like your Shadow Realm augmented gear allows you to do much more DPS than you could, or you can take Zuk in the Shadow Realm and utilize shamanism that way to get a PB or something. Like, we're not talking about those things with sailing because it's not even a consideration. The most that they've given us is a quite literally the lowest level Slayer boss to date. That is, it's coming into the game. Its
mechanics are going to be super simple. I'm gonna put it at like a Moxolotl level difficult. You know,
I hope so.
Have you seen the transmog for that pet? It's called like Schlublert or something. Schmurgle. It's a chicken variant. Yeah. So the Shellbane Griffin pet has a transmog that instead of being a seagull or this angry albatross is a chicken, and it just looks dorky as hell.
Where are you seeing this?
It was in the dev diary they posted. I'll put some of the emotes up from like the official server.
Yeah.
What are they calling this guy?
Sherbert.
Yeah, it's like Scrungly or something. I swear to God, it's like Scrungly something.
Or would you escape?
Probably in the sailing Discord. No, it's not. Maybe not. I swear to God, it's called like Scrungly. No? Oh well. Anyways, Scrungly is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to do that new boss.
Oh yeah, I think that's on my iron at least. In terms of content, I don't really need the reward. The rapier would be cool. It's actually called it's not a rapier anymore. It's like
Bell's Folly.
Bell's Folly. What is anyway? That's gonna be interesting. So the bell sword, the bell end, is gonna be something that, yeah, I'll use it, but like I don't need it right away. But I am actually very excited to grind this content on the iron and to experience it for the first time on an account that because like I said, I probably won't do much of the mid game, early game stuff on the main when I play it, just because it's like I don't really need to kill a Griffin boss for any reason. The collection logs will be fun. It'd be cool to like go for ranks and stuff, but it might be more fun just to save that for an account that it would be challenging. You can actually use it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, we're not like upset that any big metas are getting changed or any fundamental combat, like the fundamentals of combat is not being affected. Sure, it's like level 3 skillers potentially might be able to get 99 Slayer, but that's not bad. That's just cool. That to me is really cool. They can already do it. And I think this way might actually be slower, but there's a different route. If somebody wanted to go get a Slayer task and hope that it's one that you can do from a beach and use their cannon
Mm-hmm.
out and kill it that way. So
Either way, I think it's going to be much better for combat. But I don't know. What are you trying to prepare for if shamanism or taming comes out? Let's say it did take them 2 years. What are you trying to do to prepare for these skills that just from memory, right? What are you trying to do?
oh god, it's the memory is terrible at this point, but I think for taming, I probably would be stocking up on different types of meats and herbs and potentially any building supplies for I mean my mind immediately goes to like player owned farms.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been an aspect of taming is like you now run a farm and you can
Mm-hmm.
breed and all that kind of stuff. So like it had they potentially released the eggs from these different monsters or ways to I mean mammals don't lay eggs, but that's kind of where my mind goes is like
Clearly, you haven't done the scrambled quest, have you?
I've not yeah, I have. But like so in terms of preparation, it would probably be very niche set of materials that would be gathering for taming. And
Mm-hmm.
hell, I don't even know what we'd be like doing to prepare for shamanism. Like
Yeah, I don't
the
know.
idea,
Shamanism feels like a lot of levels. Shamanism feels like a lot of
yeah,
levels, and then taming feels like a lot of just like weird shit. Like a lot of
yeah,
kebbit teeth or something. Like it's
yeah.
like stupid hunter resources that you'd probably need to gather, as well as like random herbs, random potions. Like there's gonna be some monster in the game that like you tame it with gold. So you need to have like a
Oh,
fuckload of GP or something. Like there'd be something weird, you know?
mm-hmm. It could go the route that they did with like necromancy in RS3, where you literally just roll up into a portal. It doesn't have to be a portal, but like you roll up and everything you need to do to train the skill is there. Like playing the necromancy tutorial, I was very surprised that they just like gave you everything that you need right off the bat. It was conveniently placed and given in such a way that it felt natural, but you didn't really need to like run out and grab supplies to train this skill off the bat. So that could be the case. It's not it doesn't feel like that's the case now with sailing, but for shamanism, I could see something like that uh being how they play it. Because at the
Mhm.
end of the day, most of the training would probably be done with like ritual sites and going into this otherworldly place maybe and exploring the world that like through that lens and through
Mhm.
that reality. So then what can you prepare if like your shadow herbs can't be grown in the natural world of Gillinor and you have to go harvest these materials to make ritual sites, but you can't do that in the natural world.
Yeah, I feel
So
like
then all
there'd
of
be
your
a lot of
training
like
is
awkward transitioning
a
between,
little bit.
like can I
Yeah.
go to the shadow realm from anywhere? I'm not a
Oh
shamanism
yeah.
guy. I'm not a shamanism enjoyer. I never have been. If they pitch it to me again in like 2 or 3 skills down the line, maybe I might think it's interesting. I'm not a shamanism guy. Sorry.
I'm a shamanism guy, but only for the fact that I want to know more. Like the idea was appealing enough to me that I was willing to vote yes so that they could get player feedback, they could brainstorm more. Like they take that concept from a 5 out of 10 and make it into a 10 out of 10. You know, like it's mediocre right now because we just don't know. But after many sessions and brainstorming and feedback and betas, it could have been really cool.
Mhm.
And that's why I voted yes. And that's why I would probably vote yes again. If it came up against taming as a secondary option, like if they're like, oh, hey, re-roll. So taming and shamanism, and maybe they throw a wild card for like artisan or something where it's
Bard,
like
I think, was pitched, which is pretty interesting.
bard.
Mm-hmm.
That would be interesting because would it be a combat stat? Because a bard in D
Could
and
be.
D is a way to cast magic. Like you play, you know that. I mean, you play music and that's how you
Yeah.
cast your spells. That one would have to be really fleshed out before I could even consider what the hell your bard level would do. Maybe it would give you access to different facilities in different towns. Like, hey, your renown is not well known enough to make it into this club, and that club has like a bank that's 3 steps away from a furnace or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just an example. But yeah, what if they pitch it again? I think I would still vote shamanism just for the simple fact that I want to know more. Because whenever sailing was greenlit, the whole idea was like, yes, you greenlit the idea, but we haven't locked it in. So we still had another vote to lock in sailing after we voted yes for them to like expand on it a bit. So I would want to get to that point where we vote on shamanism and we give the devs like 6 months to cook and they come back to us with like a proposal, and then we can either lock it in or say no.
I'm glad we didn't get there. I'm glad we didn't get there. I'm a hater, God's favorite princess and a hater. I'm glad we didn't get there. Seth in the recording booth chat, our boy, says the thing about sailing is that it's not just a skill, it's an entirely new RuneScape. Do we think the others would be on that level? First of all, sailing as a new RuneScape is an interesting take that honestly I don't entirely disagree with. I think this expansion, like this update, is so big. Like you talked about Zaya earlier, you talked about Varlamore earlier. I think this dwarfs Zaya and Varlamore because of the technical specs that had to go into it. Like when you release an update that forces you to make your game better in literally every aspect of code, it's basically a new RuneScape at that point. You know,
Yeah, you can't argue with that.
It's a really, really fascinating take because in a lot of ways it's true. Of the other two, shamanism may have had some potential, but from what they said, like the Shadow Realm or whatever they were talking about was just the overworld with a different coat of paint and some new facilities to interact with. And then taming literally was just a couple of niche mechanics with a bunch of new mobs, which like doesn't not have its place in an update, you know? But compared to sailing, I feel like it just really falls short.
Mm-hmm. Sailing is on it's an update on another level of magnitude to something like taming.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, if taming had been released in a week from now instead of sailing, players probably could have ignored it and not noticed the difference. You could have said, "Hey, I'm not gonna interact with taming," and just gone about your life and been fine. The amount of things that sailing has changed is very hard to ignore. You know, entire regions got a new look. Entire regions were spawned from the oceans, new mobs, new tools, new wood, new resources. I don't think that's on a level that taming and shamanism can't even compete with.
I feel like any other new skill has that same new ores, new fish, new whatever. I feel like that comes with any skill. But like when I say it changed the fabric of the game, I mean like obviously it's not for sailing specifically, but sailing is probably a big driver. They're like redoing the fucking graphics of the game.
Yeah.
They're doing like an HD render beta. They're doing a bajillion QOL updates for mobile in particular, as well as like the base vanilla client game. Perhaps it's part of their broader goal to integrate RuneLite into their vanilla client, which could be something they do in the future or something they talk about in the future. But I think sailing has really forced them to take a look under the hood, fix a bunch of shit. And I don't think shamanism and taming do anything of that sort.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah. I disagree slightly because I do think that shamanism could have been something that uncovered the issues that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
With the fact that, yes, like it's just the regular world with a new coat of paint. They still have to make it. They still have to code it. It would be an instance, right? So it would be an instance that a lot of people can join. I can't imagine a world where if you're in the Shadow Realm, like they described, and you go to the GE, that you'll see people in Gielinor. It would just be the Shadow Realm version of the Grand Exchange. So, hide and seek would kind of go crazy at that point because now
But
there's
also,
double the possibilities of places to hide.
at the same time, how do you then the world just feels empty? I feel like if you can't see people in the overworld, then you can't see people in the Shadow Realm if you're in the overworld. I feel like the world feels empty, right? You go to one of these worlds where like people are training, you go to any like major skilling hub world, you go to a Temporos world, you go to a Volcano world, you go a forestry world, you'll see hives of people around the game. If there's a shamanism world, there are no hives of people in the overworld, right? I feel like you have to let it be known that like maybe a character looks ethereal and they're in the Shadow Realm, or like people who are in the overworld when you're in the Shadow Realm look a little different. Because I feel like otherwise the game just looks dead and unpopulated. You know how we get into like the late game of leagues, which by the way, I think Gridmaster ended yesterday. When this episode comes out, when you get into like the late game and there's nobody there, the banks that had like thousands of people week one are just abandoned. You're like the only one in Shiloh Village at the end of the league, right? Like, yeah, that seems like it sucks.
Well, here's the thing though, and this is not, I'm not trying to be pedantic or argue. I agree with you in terms of like splitting the player base between two realms on the same world. One would see less than the other, but also that's going to happen with sailing too. They just expanded the world to where now in the same footprint of people can go other places. So you may be the only one sailing the high seas around Fossil Island on the world you're on, and it can feel empty. But actually that's not a bad thing, because that's how it would feel if you're on the ocean anyway.
Yeah, I mean, so
IRL.
here's the difference, right? Like on day one, Port Sarum's going to be fucking packed. On day one, Port Sarum's going to be packed. I think as sailing progresses, it's not going to be as busy, but port cities are still going to be busy with sailing, right?
Ooh,
I'm currently at the Brimhaven Agility Arena. Nobody's here. Nobody's ever been here. I've only ever been the only real player here collecting the tickets. Regardless of world or time of day or whatever, I'm the only real player. I think the difference is if another real player shows up to the Brimhaven Agility Arena on 514, I'm there. I'm not in an instance I can't not be seen. Right?
Right.
I think that's like occasionally you'll do a skilling activity. Like you ever like fished at Chambers or done like Giant's Foundry or something? Or you're just, and there's just like a rando. Like many moons ago, I used to run agility with a guy named Skill Issue. I didn't know. I ran laps with this guy forever. Didn't say anything to him for the longest time, but got so bored doing agility that I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna copy this guy's Fashionscape. And I bought like a black unicorn mask and the prims that he had. And I just started running around wearing the same. It took him a couple laps. He's like, nice outfit. I'm like, thanks, kid. But that was just like a weird interaction of like doing the same activity with the same few people on the same world. Like I think that adds a level of like, and obviously you would see that when shamanism, right? With like popular shamanism training methods. I just think it would be weird if there was a training method on like the Ardoyan rooftops or the marketplace in Varlamore in Civitas Illifortis or at the Grand Exchange. And if you were in the Shadow Realm, you just couldn't be seen by anybody else. That just feels like it'd be weird to me. I don't know. All in all, I think the addition of sailing, this is a big caveat of that hasn't come out yet. I think the addition and the vote of sailing was the best thing for this version of RuneScape.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think
at this point, for our first new skill, I think we're getting a good one. No regrets. No regrets.
No
for sailing, for me.
No regrets. No nothing. It's the only skill that I don't have 99 in, and I'm excited to try it in a few weeks.
How's it feel to be base ones?
Bro, it's wild. I can't wait to be base twos. me tell you.
Base twos.
Cannot wait to be base twos.
This feels like the calm before the storm. And I'm in a weird headspace because I don't ever want to make wish time away. But from where I'm sitting right now on Sunday, November 9th, I just want this week to end so that you can be here and we can have fun next week. And then 3 days after you leave, I don't leave this chair for the entire day and I just train sailing all day. So as we're recording this right now, there's going to be a lot of fun happening in the next 2 weeks, but it's not happening right now.
I feel it. It's going to be big, folks. I'm very excited. Michael's very excited. I hope you guys are excited. I hope all of the hate that sailing got dissipates within the first week it came out and the criticism shifts to something different and more tangible. If you don't like something about sailing after playing it, please, please, please say something about it so people can understand your voiced concerns and maybe do something about it, because what you could be experiencing could be a fundamental flaw with the skill itself. On the other hand, I think a lot of us are going to be thoroughly surprised at the skill and all it has to offer. Having played it a little bit during the beta and the alpha test, having played it the little bit I did at RuneFest, I'm very excited.
You bring up an interesting point. That experience that we had at RuneFest and with all the betas and stuff, it's only getting me so far. It's only taking my excitement so far, and then from there it's just unknown. And that's going to be overall also very exciting because we kind of know what the first hour is going to look like. We're doing the Pandemonium quest. We're probably going to do some shipwrecks. We're going to check out the Barracuda trials. We're going to get lost on the ocean. That first hour has been done already.
I was gonna say, bro, I don't know, man. I feel like there's a lot that we didn't do with particularly the shipbuilding.
Actually,
I'm excited to just get to level 20 or 30, get a boat that doesn't totally suck, and then just roll. You guys are gonna be like, oh my god, my Barracuda time trial. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. I'm in Menifos. They're gonna be like, oh cool, what you up to? I'm sailing to fucking Varlamore. That's gonna be my whole goal. We're just gonna go desert to Varlamore on the day one and see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to explore the open seas.
Well, if you play sailing release like you play Minecraft, we won't see you ever in game. You'll be finding the most niche island to set up on, and this is your new banking spot. We'll never see you,
bro. We gotta keep a Oxie back in Priff tracker. How many times does he go? Surely my boat can withstand that, and just gets fucking mollywopped by a megalodon or a gale force wind or something.
Yeah. Ooh, you know what's cool? For all of you listening out there, if you don't have the Party Hub panel or Hub Party panel, that would be one essential plugin that I would say you need in your life if you're going to do team content. But what's cool is if you're on the same world as a person you're in the party with, you can actually open the world map and you can see where they are on the map. So if you are having trouble keeping tabs with all your friends, get in a hub party and use the world map to find where you're at. Because you're like, I'm on Conch Island. Where the fuck is Conch Island? Just open the map.
It's gonna be like those old memes when the Snapchat map first came out, or when Pokemon Go was popular, or was globally really popular, and you'd just be walking around in the sea. You check your Snapchat map, your buddy would be 100 miles offshore. You'd be like, homeboy, you good? That's what the hub party panel is gonna look like.
It's hey bud, you haven't moved in 6 hours. What are you doing? I'm scavenging for material. I'm scavenging, whatever the word is.
Scavenging? Good God.
Salvaging.
There it is. Salvaging. There it is. He got there. Him and his Merlins. He got there. Michael, big dog. Let's send these folks off to break. What are we saying?
You heard the man. It's time for a break. Watch this commercial. I'm gonna slowly get us away from saying watch this reuse commercial. Because listen, if this is the first time listening to the show, this is the first time you've heard this commercial. So
it could be.
Stick around.
It could very well be.
And watch this brand new.
Michael's going to make a brand new sailing commercial? Holy shit. Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Brand
Okay,
new sailing
stick around
commercial.
and
Could be fun.
watch this potentially old commercial or this new commercial. We don't know. It's going to be exciting either way. We'll see you after the break.
Hey, it's a really nice ship you got there, but you don't look too much like the sailing type.
I never have been, but I was hired for a pest control job, and well, as it turns out, the Splatmaster 9000 ain't too good for a ship's hull. Long story short, I got her patched up, but the captain done abandoned ship, so I guess she's mine now.
Okay, yeah, anyway. I have a delivery to make, and no one else would do it because of my illegal goods. We're talking some of Karamja's finest rum. And basically, my question is, would you be willing to deliver something like that?
Well, I ain't never really sailed no ship. It took me long enough to figure out how to get that thing to stop. We're lucky we got in the pier without breaking everything. Actually, wait a minute. That gives me an idea. Cargo masters. We'll deliver anything, anywhere. And to be honest, the more time in international waters, the better on account of all the pest control lawsuits. Don't worry, your secrets are safe with us. Unless it's funny, then I might tell Paul. Our state-of-the-art ship means that your cargo gets there fast, and half the time it ain't even wet. We feel a sense of pride in hard work. Our crew is highly trained and efficient. And by crew, I mean this guy that wandered on the ship in Port Sarum.
Hello.
He puts stuff on the boat so I don't have to. We got flexible prices. Not because they're written that way, just because I keep forgetting them. Tell a friend about Cargo Masters and you'll both get, well, probably an apology, but it'll be heartfelt. Cargo Masters. We'll get it there on time, every time.
Captain, we're sinking.
Cargo Masters. We'll get it there some point, most of the time.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial break because I know that I sure did. Do we say commercial break or just commercial? I don't remember. Anyway, it's time for our patrons shout outs. We're going to take this time to show some love to the people who support us on our Patreon. And starting off is the Wise Old Man tier. We have a returning patron this week. Shout out to Wonton Dumplings. Welcome back, King. Good to have you back at the Wise Old Man tier. Happy to have you back. And on the screen now is all of our other Wise Old Man patrons. Thank you so much. Big shout out to all of you for supporting us in the Wise Old Man tier. This is our second day recording this episode. I don't think this is a trend, but we've done it the last 2 weeks.
I really hope
me
it's
neither.
not. Oh my God.
But I call that out because one, we're dressed differently, and two, we have some Wise Old Man patrons in the recording booth right now. So shout out to those folks, GX Riot, Thugart, Brian. I think Brian is actually not in the Wise Old Man tier, but nonetheless, thank you for hanging out on our second day. That is a Wise Old Man tier. Thank you so much. Moving on now to the KBD tier, where we have another list of people to shout out. So starting at the top, big shout out, a big thank you to To Fly, Oxie's dad, my dad, all of our dad, Cloud Kicker, Crash Out Jack, Elite Oreo Dunker, The Glob Mob, Kieran, our third favorite Patreon supporter, Ralph, Ron Metal 15, Ryan M, Rylithian, Sparky Life, Shigarius, and the Big G Jordy. Again, that was our KBD tier. Thank you so much to everyone who supports us in the KBD tier. We love you and we appreciate you so very, very much. Moving on now to our final shout out tier, and that is the Jad tier, where we give you guys just a little bit extra love each week because you deserve it. You support us at the highest tier possible when nobody asked you to, and we appreciate you for that so much. Some of you, I've seen an email recently. There's a handful of you who will be receiving your potentially final shirts as you have reached the 1 year mark of supporting us in the Jad tier. Now, I'm going to do some more research and see what happens when you go past the 12 months and see what happens when you hit like 15 months, do you just get the same shirt again? I hope not. So we'll see. But enjoy those shirts. Let us know if you got them in the patrons chat on our Discord. That last design, I whipped it up myself. It took a little time, but I'm kind of proud of it. Looks nice, a little retro, a little gay. We love it. So that's a lot of yapping to say big shout out and big thank you to our Jad tier. Starting at the top, Flood Day, Kyrandia, Mithro Fork, Petite River, Pirate Captain Satan 666, Yarg, Soggy Waffles, the S tier Deviled Egg, and Waloznik. Thank you again. If you support us in the Jad tier and you just had your name shouted out, we love you and we thank you. And that is it for Patreon, folks. If you want to support us, you can do so by heading on over to patreon.com/Xpwaste, where you can check out all of the tiers and perks that we have available in each of those tiers and see if that's something you want to do. And if you join us at the Wise Old Man tier or above, you'll get your name shouted out. So that's kind of fun. Again, that's patreon.com/Xpwaste. Moving on over now to our community question, where last week we asked you guys, what are you hoarding for sailing? Specifically, how many planks are in your bank? I think was the original question, and then Oxie changed it to just generally, what are you keeping for sailing? Starting out on Spotify, we have a few answers here. First up, Moist Sean says, I'm not really hoarding anything in specific. I won't get to play a ton when sailing releases, so when I get to play, I'm just going to take my time and enjoy it for what it is. I haven't played any betas or anything, so I'm going in pretty blind, and I'm excited. I was originally a shamanism lover, but sailing jig has grown on me, and looking forward to it. Still hoping for shamanism as the next skill, though. You and me too, King. It's funny because that's kind of the topic of this whole episode. So, next up, Roach says, I don't have planks. Actually, I don't play RS right now, but I love the show. Side note, since I answered too late for the last episode, what's with the Twizzler hate, bro? Twizzlers are peak. Genuinely, what the fuck? And Banana Taffy is trash? The way my jaw dropped with these trash takes. Roach, I'm not sorry, because Banana Laffy Taffy will never be good. I have no other word. But you should come back to RuneScape and play for sailing. We want to see you there. Next up, Flawed RS says, I've been farming gargoyles for a week. Ooh, I'd like to see your loot tab, because that's a lot of gargoyles and a lot of Gmauls. A lot of Gmauls, too. There was a time, this is a random side note, there was a time on my main account when I was doing Slayer that Gmauls were more profit to Auk than they were to sell. I would take, you take Auks to gargoyles, and I got in the habit of alking all of my Gmauls. But then on the Iron, when I got around to that level and I was doing Slayer, Gmauls were a mil. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So,
no, they're kind of a lot.
Not right now. Right now they're a couple 100K. But there was a point in time when those things were popping, and I chucked those bitches into Death's Coffer. Some easy money. Next up, though, Clapscape here, a.k.a. Neve's Sweaty Socks, a.k.a. There Goes Raspberry Glazed Belly Button Bussy.
Wow. What a series of names. What the hell? Dog,
Yeah,
you
it's a
need
big one.
Jesus or something. What the hell?
You need Jesus, and I'm not even religious.
Yeah. God damn.
Seeing as how I'm playing a GIM now, I'm hoarding everything. Shout out to Calvarion for all of the oak planks. Okay. I mean, Calvarion's just a good time. So, if you can find
Let's
an open
not
world,
get ahead of
send
ourselves, but
it's such an easy boss, Oxie. I don't know what's wrong. What's wrong with you?
stinky.
It's so easy.
Easy doesn't mean good.
And it doesn't mean stinky. Moving on, though. Nutmore says, not enough. So, get on it, Nutmore. Ooh, here's a fun one. Okie says, I hate planning ahead with so many unknown variables. This user has ADHD. So I'm just going to stack up crazy cash and hope throwing money at the problem will help.
It will.
Skilling sucks.
W take. It absolutely
Yeah.
will.
Skilling
Huge
sucks.
for the account.
I'm in it for the exploration.
Mm-hmm. He said,
Oh, yeah,
what am
bro.
I, poor?
What am I, poor? Anyway, next up, Wingram says, I've got big resource stacks on the iron from putting off skilling. I'm not really worried about it getting into the skill. I imagine it'll be months before I'm high enough sailing to care about that 94 smithing requirement, for example. Just going to take it easy and enjoy the ride. That's also kind of where I'm at because what is it, like 94 smithing or something for the dragon keel or the drag? There's something where you need like an egregiously high smithing level like that.
Mm-hmm.
And on my Iron Man, I could boost for it, but it's also like you need a really high sailing level to even think about needing that smithing level. So yeah, Wingram, you're absolutely right. And last but not least, on Spotify, Fizzman15 says, I'm hoarding mental energy to survive the initial sailing rush and push the skill into the 90s. Damn. Before the end of the year. Hopefully, since my
Sheesh.
2025 goal was base 90s. Regardless, super, super keen to see all the new content. Hell yeah, brother. I think it's not possible, but a man can push. You know, you can get as high as you can.
Let him push now. Let him push.
I'm definitely not stalling, so I can open up YouTube so I can read the answers there. But we asked you the same questions. What resources are you hoarding for sailing? Let's see how many responses. We don't have that many, but we're going to read them anyway. First up, Sarah Dolman992 says, I missed last week's episode, so first I must say this. Reese PCs and Reese Cups are both S tier plus and are above all other treats. If you disagree, you are objectively and factually incorrect. As for hoarding resources, I've acquired a small stash of all items listed in Jagex's Preparing for the Sailing blog, which my 91 fishing grind and 51,000 bwans fully paid for. Damn. And I'm now focused on my levels, as sailing has thrown a colossal wrench into my end of year base 90s goal. You and Fizzman 15 also, damn. It's throwing a wrench in a lot of people's end of year goals, which is a good thing and a bad thing because number go up good. So, we really can't complain. And next up, though, Schmidtstain says, as an account that is able to procure goods via the real-time exchange located in Varrock, I am holding on to golden pieces in aim to purchase items that assist me in gaining experience in aforementioned skill. Also, hope you guys enjoy your Veterans Day dinner. What's on the menu for your gatherings? Oh, probably a bowl of cereal, if I'm being honest, or maybe some chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, maybe. Who knows? But we do have a couple more to read here on YouTube. Next up, a TV dinner says, I bought 123,000 oak planks at 415 GP each. I waited for a few weeks. A few spreadsheets and prep guides came out. I sold them at 500 each. Yeah, I'm sort of a boss. What are oak planks at right now? That would be my question. Because I'm always, whenever like big updates are coming
At
out.
396. So don't even try it there.
Bro, you did it.
So the problem is
happy.
it's not oak planks that have been super expensive. It's regular planks that are currently worth more money. So regular planks are about 500 at the time of recording. Oak planks are 400. So
that's busted.
Well, because you're going to need regular planks to train all the initial sailing shit, right? So
True.
At this point, I've invested in a couple of thousand regular planks. I don't know if I have any oak planks though. I'm thinking, it's like I said earlier, if I had time to play, I would make logs. But which, by the way, I don't want to sound like an uppity bitch. I enjoy the things that I do. I know I talked about it in the first half of the episode that like, oh my God, I'm so busy. Like a lot of what I do brings me joy and I really enjoy it. I'm really glad I get to do it. I also just wish I had a day off or 2 or 5 in a row to just like do nothing, you know? So
yeah.
Both things are true.
Both things can be true at the same time. You know that. Moving on though. Melvin Man is the last here to answer. And they say, to prep for sailing, I am focusing more on supplies than levels. The primary focus is smithing my ores into as many bars as possible and to make nails with them. The swamp paste and swamp tar requirement are kind of random, so thankfully I picked up a few thousand tar from Zulra and should have enough planks already. But if I need more, I can just watch Oxie attempt the Colosseum.
Wow.
Keck W.
Sometimes you get got, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like every one of your attempts is 500 GP for somebody, so easy money. That's going to do it for the community question. Thank you so much to everyone who answered last week's question. Now, normally this is where I would say, if you want to answer this week's question, it will be, but after doing some mental agility, talking it over with Oxie in that like millisecond cut that you saw, we're actually probably not going to be reading a community question for a couple of weeks. So next week, Oxie will be in town. We'll be doing some sort of live stream. And I think the week after that, we'll be setting up and recording potentially our Thanksgiving tier list. And we don't normally do community question during the tier list episodes. So at some point, there will be a community question for you to answer, but there's not. So maybe just, comment, say whatever you want to say. I'll read them all. I always do. So you can comment whatever you want on the in the comment section on Spotify or in the comments of this YouTube video. I'm going to throw it over now to Oxie for Achievement of the Week.
Howdy, everybody. It's time for Achievement of the Week. And it's actually kind of a modest Achievement of the Week this week. I also realized that I didn't update any of the Achievement of the Week from Monday. Or today, rather. So if you achieve something on Monday the 10th, first of all, RIP, each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. Second of all, your achievement's not going to be in here because I was home for like 6 minutes and then started recording. So here we are. But nevertheless, we are going to start off in the skilling category this week. We're going to mix things up a little bit. We're going to start off in the skilling category. So kicking us off, Albie achieved 99 farming. KCT achieved 99 prayer. Walt Kidney achieved 99 hit points. Phantom Goo achieved 99 farming. Platypus 4 achieved 99 strength. Dice achieved 99 crafting. And Barrington achieved 99 attack, range, and mage. Not the most impressive achievement of his this week, but still an achievement nonetheless. Additionally, Cursed achieved 2k total level. And we have another total level bonus. We'll shut this one out after. Left GF for XP is now on the high scores permanently. Let's see. Let's look him up. Left GF for XP is now officially ranked 387 in Herblore as he has achieved 200 million Herblore XP. Congratulations, my friend. That's a shitload of Herblore XP. But that is not the only achievement that we are going to shout out today because we do have one more for the maxing section. That is the maxing section, the skilling section. It's kind of the maxing section at this point. But Master 12, first name Nima, last name Stir 12, achieved 2277 total level. Congratulations. Right before sailing comes out, you get 8 minutes to enjoy that max cape. And let me tell you, it's going to be the best 8 minutes of your life. You're going to love it. Moving on now to the combat category this week. Buckley Boyo got their first fire cape, which is always a good time. McFluffin 101 completed the Corrupted Gauntlet for the first time. Platypus 4 with their second achievement, the double-double this week, completed the Elite Combat achievements. Both Leo DiCaprio and Rock Arm Man got Radiant Oathplate together. Obviously, you can't do it in a duo, but they got it together, which
That's
is
cool.
hype. So love to see that. The double Radiant Oathplate is great. And then finally, Thermo Strike got his Infernal Cape. I'm sure there's some joke I could make there about buying the cape, but he didn't. He did it for real. And it's an exciting time. Thermo, I know we've done a little bit of content recently. Nothing is harder than the Inferno. I don't care what anybody says. Nothing is harder in this game than your first Infernal Cape. Nothing is more mentally taxing. How about we put it that way? Nothing is more mentally taxing than your first Infernal Cape, and you've finally done it. Congratulations. Proud of you, King. Wrapping us up now, moving on to the miscellaneous category. We do have one quest cape this week with a black cod. We have some more notable capes of accomplishment with Nice Sniffer, Voltoro, Dominatrix 25, and Shady all achieving their diary cape. And Dice coming in with the double-double this week, the music cape. Right before that also probably gets taken away when Sailing comes out. I think he said something that like, I got the music cape right before they lock a music track behind like a level 70 something or 80 something sailing island. You know, like the Frost Dragon lair that takes 87 sailing to get there. There's going to be a music track. And we're just not going to have our music capes for months. Some of us months. Some of us maybe weeks. Who knows? But either way, I'm not super stoked about that either. But congratulations on getting your music cape. And finally, Ben Barrington, with our last double-double this week. He got some 99s, which is cool, but he got them at his engagement party because he achieved 99 boyfriend and is now a fiance. So,
Woo!
level 1 fiance, level 1 wife. Either way, like you said in the chat, cool that you're training a skill from level 1 again. You won't get to do that for another couple of weeks. So, fun time to have that happen. But that is achievement of the week, folks. Congratulations to everyone who achieves something awesome. You guys are great. Awesome. Love you guys. If you did something awesome and you want to come tell us about it, head over to discord.gg/OSRSTNL and post about it in the levels and achievements chat. From there, we will look over the achievements like we do every single week, and then we will shout the ones out that get shouted out. It's a lot of fun. You should do that. And again, every achievement is worth shouting out. Well, let me back up. Every achievement is worth posting. Maybe not every achievement is worth shouting out, but that's okay because all achievements are still cool. It can be base 99s. It can be base 9s. I don't care. Post about it because we have objectively the best Discord community in the world. It is Monday night at 10:30, and there are people in VC right now killing bosses, doing raids. Some of them are here hanging out with us in the recording booth chat. So come hang out. It is absolutely worth it. So yes, that is our achievement of the week. Come join our community. We're awesome. It's late. And I got to tell you, folks, it's time to go to bed. Unless you're listening to this when it came out, in which case it's anywhere from, I don't know, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. to maybe even like 3 a.m. Maybe it's midnight. Either way, it's time to go to bed. If you're in the United States, what are you doing up so late? Go to bed. If you're in Europe, what are they going to do? Put beans on your toast? Fuck them. Go back to bed. You know? If you're in Australia, fuck it. 4 p.m. afternoon nap. Who knows? It's time to go to bed. But before we go to bed, we have to do one thing. One thing we always do. That's where we look Michael dead in the face and say, Michael, my friend, do you have a fun question for us this week?
I do.
Hot dog from New Jersey.
Postcard from New Jersey.
Ooh, somebody in New Jersey loves you. I wonder who it is.
I'll read it. We'll figure it out. Dear Nike, Mikey, and Oxie, I've been listening to you two handsome fellers for a while now, and I just want to thank you for all the great content and bingos over the years. Here's to many more. Love, XOXOXO, ooh woo. You killed Pat.
Hell
P.S. Hell yeah. P.S. You've just had twins, a boy and a girl. What OSRS names are you naming them?
Oh, that's a fucking heater. Oh, that's so hard.
I know. So you could go like the duo. You could do something where the two names are connected, or they could just be random, like Neve and Steve. Well, those aren't. Those are actually connected. It's a terrible example. Neve and Vanica, also kind of connected. Man, I'm terrible at this. Neve and Steve would be hilarious if you chose that for babies' names. Neve is actually a real name. I've heard it. It's a British name, I think, or European name. I've watched like British and European TV, and people have been named Neve. So it's a real thing. But my mind instantly went to the wilderness bosses. So like you named your name your daughter Venenatis, and then name your son Artio. I think that'd be kind of cool. I know that it's like the demi boss and the big boss, but like Callisto is not a cool name. Artio's. I mean, Callisto
I'm
is
pretty
a cool
sure
name.
Callisto has some like astral significance.
It does. Yeah, it's a constellation.
Yeah. And who's Callisto's kid? Is Artio Callisto's kid?
I don't know.
Like that genuinely might be. So of course it's popping up. Artio is a Celtic bear goddess. Evidence of her worship was notably found at Bern in Switzerland. Her name is derived from the Gaulish word for bear. Look at that.
Wow.
Wikipedia.
Did you know that? I think it was the Greek. I saw this on a TikTok, but the Greek sailed north and they hit the Arctic Circle,
Mm-hmm.
and they named it that because they saw polar bears. And so Arctic is like roughly related to the word bear. And then it got me thinking Arctic, Artio. It's always like Jackson and their naming schemes are always.
It's named after the Greek word arctos, meaning bear.
Arctos.
So it does make sense because there were bears up there.
Yeah.
Yep. Arctos.
Arctio.
Near the bear, northern. It's from the word arctos, which means bear, according to Wikipedia. And then
Hell yeah.
Artio, it said, was Celtic. Celtic bear goddess. What's her deal?
So probably not related then. Maybe. Languages.
The languages are
all
the
mixed.
languages are still not terribly far off, right? Like I don't know where Celtic originated from. I don't know if Celtic is Germanic or Greek in origin, or maybe it's his own thing. Who knows?
Hold on a second. Brian M said Quizmaster and Drunken Dwarf.
Heater of a name. Absolutely phenomenal name.
JX Riot said the Sandwich Lady. What the first
this
name?
This is so hard. There are some names that I feel like would be kind of cool. I don't know how it would work in the United States. And I don't know if it's a cop-out. But the two that come to mind are Ashley and Venescula. Ashley in the United States for a boy name. I don't know if that works.
It has been done.
I know it's been done.
But it's like in the 90s.
It doesn't matter. Our Lord and Savior God Ash's full name is Ashley. So, yeah, I think Ashley and Venescula are the two that stick out. Though I feel like my kid is going to get made fun of for having your girl's name, quote unquote. You know,
Venescula is hard to say, but it's a cool name.
See, the thing with Venescula, despite being a cool name, some nicknames I really just don't like. Anything
Vanessa, you don't like?
I like. Well, funny if like Vanessa isn't a terrible name. I never thought to name a child Vanessa, but Vanessa or Nessa, short for Venescula, could go kind of hard.
What were you thinking, Nessie?
I mean, Nessie falls into the category of E names that I don't like, right? Like, you know what? A name I really, really like, I've always liked? Victoria. Love that name. It's a beautiful name. Hate the name Vicky because it reminds me of the babysitter from Fairly Odd Parents. And the name Tori, I'm sorry, it sounds like a porn star name. No offense to anybody named Tori, but both Vicky and Tori, despite their meanings in my head, share the same problem. Vicky Oxie and Tori Oxie, I don't like the EE. I just don't. Victoria Oxie has a nice flow to it. Yeah. Vicky,
yeah.
I guess you call her Vic, you know, but that's
you can't.
That's like Michael Vick-esque, and he was a dog fighter. So like, who, you know, obviously he was a football player too, but like who, I don't know. Like there's some names that I like, but I feel like with my last name, I cannot do. So I feel like Nessie, I would shut that shit down real quick. Ness is fine. You want to call her Ness? That could be cute. Ash and Ness? That could be cute.
Ash and Ness is adorable, actually.
Ash and Ness could be cute. Ashley and Venescula? That could be cute. I could go with that. Yeah, but there are some names I just wouldn't want to do, because I feel like you rock up and like, hey, this is my daughter Neve and my son Wise Old Man. Everyone's gonna know you're a fucking nerd, and we wouldn't want anyone to know that we're RuneScape nerds just by looking at us. We wouldn't want that. Corendon Relica.
That's actually kind of cool, JX. JX Wright said Corendon and Relica. Relica for a girl's name actually is kind of beautiful.
Gwyneth and Tyronwyn.
How you spell Tyronwyn?
Dude, that actually, dude, stick my kid to the fucking...
and Tyronwyn.
Letia and Tyronwyn would go insane. Letia and Tyron... They having fucking Welsh names in the Midwest of the United States. That'd be crazy.
Kid named Vardorvis?
This is my son, Bloat.
This is my son, Bloat.
That's excellent.
Oh, man. But no, I was going to say, whenever my wife and I were trying to come up with names for our kid, it was the hardest thing to do because two people trying to come up with one name, you bring in things like what you just said, like where you can't stand the name Vicky or Tori as a nickname, but you like the name Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
It's like these little details.
No shame to anyone who goes by the names of Vicky or Tori, right? Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, you guys are gross. That's not what I'm going for here. I'm just saying,
right?
Those names,
but
I don't love.
It is things you think of. Like a lot of the times when you have couples that are trying to pick up baby names, like one person really likes it, and then the other person's like, actually, no, I knew like a Jennifer in high school who was a real bitch. And I just can't get that thought out of my mind. And it's like, okay. So then you're back to the drawing board. And I feel like that is a universal thing that happens to most couples. But luckily there's an app. And there's probably multiple apps. But my wife and I use this app where you would swipe right on baby names and your apps were connected. And so if you both swiped right on the same name, you got matched. So it's kind of like Tinder for baby names, but it would then compile a list of all the names you agreed on so that you could like review them for later, which was I thought was pretty cool. But choosing names is so hard. Brian coming in with the heaters says have triplets and then named them Ty and then Bo, and then Wani. My son Wani really likes chess. Damn, guys.
Who is... Hold up. I got to go to the wilderness real quick. I feel like there's a lot of really good girl names in old school RuneScape.
One I'm assuming it's a British name, but one British name that always stands out to me is in East Falador, when you have to fix the house for Tau. Tau.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I always look at her and I think to myself, wow, that is our game's canon lesbian. Like, if there are listen, it might sound out of pocket. But lesbians, back me up here. If all the NPCs you look at in this game, Tau, like, come on.
Are you saying because of her name or how she looks?
All of it. I don't know.
Okay.
Just as soon as I saw her, I'm
the
like,
vibe.
Lesbian. Yeah, the way the house is laid out, lesbian. Like, not as an insult, but like recognize real. As a member of the Alphabet Mafia, we can spot one of our own.
Yeah.
You know? My daughter named Deranged Archaeologist and my son named Rolled. Holy shit. I went to Ferox Enclave because I was like, who's the lady in white? That's kind of frightening. And it was about Venenatus. Fabel Bile. That is a name.
Hold on. I'm in the Enclave right now. I'm going to go read this for myself. Fabel, it's a Phabelle.
Mm-hmm.
Fabel. Andros Mai and Darcy Venator. That's a cool name. Hey, that guy's got the name, the thing, the bow, the Venator bow. Well, you killed Pat. Thank you so much for that question and this beautiful postcard from New Jersey, where we know somebody loves us.
Aww.
If you want to send us a fun question, and you want to send it on a postcard, the P.O. box is going to be in the description. But just for you today, I'll read it. You can send it to P.O. Box 2376, Keller, Texas 76244. And you can make that out to Michael R. or Xpwaste. Either will get you there. And guess what? Whenever we read your fun question, we're going to pop that bad boy on the wall right behind me for everyone to see. Slowly but surely, this head void where my head used to go is getting filled in, which is great. I went and bought more of those little like wooden clip things so I can hang up all of the ones that I couldn't hang up, and it's filling up. But there is room for more. So if you want to send us a fun question, just write it on a postcard. I'm going to check the mailbox soon, and I'm hoping that a bunch of you sent postcards because then we can have fun questions for days. But that is it, folks. Fun question is done. Oxie is lost in the sauce of choosing a child's name for the child he doesn't have yet.
I am, I'm lost in the sauce.
And I am going to make so much more molten glass. But before we do that, we do have to end the episode. So thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to Xpwaste every single week. We appreciate you all so very much for supporting the show. I don't think we say it enough, but we definitely wouldn't be doing this if you all weren't so amazing and listened to our podcast and interacted with us and joined the Discord. And, we're just awesome people. So we appreciate you and we thank you so much for listening. If you want to find out more about Xpwaste, maybe this is your first time listening, check out the description. We have a bunch of links in there that might tickle your fancy. You can check out our Patreon, like we mentioned earlier. We do have a merch store, which I got like a little bit of a creative bug. And I was like, I'm going to go make some shirt designs. But then I ended up going to the grocery store and forgot all about it. So maybe tomorrow when I'm finished editing, I'll throw some more merch designs and you'll see them when this episode comes out. So check out the merch store and see if there's something new. Who knows?
Could be fun.
Maybe not. I don't know. But that's it. That's the episode, folks. Again, thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you guys next week with Oxie, who will be in Texas. Woo!
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.